Sitting in a stone cold dusty cellar waiting for somebody. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of That Sounds Like a Podcast. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Jenna.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Alright guys, so today we're using the internet for what it's best for, escapism. We're running away from the negative, scary vibes, and we're just gonna go back to what we know best. Okay, we're doing a nostalgic episode. It's gonna be all things early 2000s, 2010s, just a happier time, you know?
The dumbest thing I ever said was, I can't wait to be an adult.
When I was younger, I used to be really scared of growing up. Like when I was a kid, I would cry and not want to grow up. But then, like every other teenager, I wanted to grow up so bad. But I just thought everything would be easier. And in a way it was, because I remember like being in high school and being like, I don't want to be around these people, or this person, and I'm being forced to be around them because I'm in school. Like if I was an adult, I wouldn't have to be forced to do this every day and I could just create my own path and stuff. That part is true. Like high school really does suck for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I was just being dramatic.
Yeah, I feel that though. That's not the biggest thing that came out of me growing up is finally getting to get out of the situation I was in. But other than that, like just the type of when we talk about these things, me just going back to those memories really just like, oh, I need those times again, because especially with everything going on with the world now, like World War III and all that shit. Like, what?
Just the innocence of being a child, really.
I should have started saving my money then.
For real. That's what I made a little note about this. So, if you didn't know, me and Jenna, I was born in 2001, Jenna was born in 2002. And our generation has come to known in the past few years as Zillennials. We're not Gen Z, we're not Millennials, we're Zillennials. Because our life and the way that we grew up was so weird and so different from other people's situations that they had to make a sub-generation for us.
Yes, because we're like right there in the middle.
It really just comes down to technology stuff, because Zillennial people remember growing up before internet was so popular. Like, we didn't have internet in my house until I was literally in middle school. And you remember life before everybody was on social media. You remember life before the rise of the smartphone. But you grew up in like your formative years of this all becoming to be a thing. And it like shaped us and made us different from younger Gen Z people, because we remember life before all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So it says millennials often feel too old to be Gen Z, but too young to be a millennial. And that's the part I relate to the most, because like a lot of times just listening to Gen Z's talk, I don't relate. And then I'm still too young to be a millennial. Like, I don't claim the millennial cringe at all.
Me either. At all.
I definitely fall somewhere in the middle of that, because to younger Gen Z, I am cringe.
I'm okay with that because Gen Z is a little sensitive and a little cringe to me, so it's okay.
Another thing that makes us specifically weird, being 24 and 25-year-olds, is like just the way that life panned out while we were growing up. I saw this post during the time that we were supposed to be graduating, and it was basically like a pity post for people specifically our age, because when we were babies, when we were first being born, it was during 9/11. When we started school, it was the crash of 2008 and stuff, the stock market, and everybody was broke, the recession. And then when we graduated, it was COVID. We didn't even get to graduate high school in 2020. So it's like all these major things happening while we were hitting these milestones in our life. It's just like history was historying in our lifetime and is continuing to happen, because now we're the age where people are supposed to be getting married and having babies and buying houses and stuff, and everything is so freaking expensive that we can't even live. And it's like so different from everybody. It's like we can't even really get advice like other generations have been able to, because the world that we know is so different from the world that our parents and our grandparents knew. And a lot of that is social media, but it's also like just the state of the country. Like nobody knows what to do.
It was like just when I'm becoming an adult, people were saying like, why us? Why?
So we spent all morning going back through images, watching TikTok, doing our researches, and finding like childhood nostalgia things for us to talk about today. So first, we're going to do which one you want to do first? We have movies, TV shows. What do we want to talk about?
Movies. We can do movies.
Okay, so we're gonna do a this and that game. So Jenna's gonna call them out. We're gonna put some images on the screen for us to pick. So we're gonna, for example, we'd say apples or bananas, apples, and then we'll be like apples or oranges. You know?
So, Let It Shine or Starstruck. I think Let It Shine.
Wait, should we do like how we feel now or how we felt then?
I feel like our mine's the same.
I think like with the nostalgic vibe of it, we should do how we did feel then, and yours would be the same. But I would say Starstruck back in the day because I really liked the music on there, and I really liked the little girl, the lead girl in there. I don't remember watching Let It Shine when it first aired. Now Let It Shine for sure. That's like in my everyday playlist.
I'm vividly right now remembering how that girl talks on Starstruck.
I'm just a regular girl.
But no, I'm just an ordinary girl.
Yeah.
She's such a baddie though. She's so pretty. I can't believe she didn't get more work. But she was in the originals.
Yeah, I was about to say she's in the originals. Period.
But
She went
that's
off
it
on all.
though. I feel like she should have like got more work in like Disney and stuff. That was like the only thing she was in.
So for you, it'd be Starstruck and High School Musical.
High School Musical, of course.
Mine's Let It Shine and High School Musical. I think that I'm gonna go with High School Musical. I know it might not be a popular choice. So sorry.
That is the most popular choice of all time. High School Musical is huge. I watched all the content from the High School Musical. It was like the 20th or the 25th anniversary of High School Musical this year, and I watched all the podcasts. I watched all the reunions, and they made $4 million off just the first movie. I'm pretty sure.
Still love the music from Let It Shine because Roxy, I'm sorry.
Roxy, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so High School Musical or Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior?
Whitney Wu Homecoming Warrior is so good. So good. But obviously, I'm going to have to keep High School Musical.
Same. I want to watch Wendy Wu right now. Like, I love that movie. Okay, so High School Musical or Camp Rock? Dude. I kind of feel like Camp Rock for me.
I'm going to keep with High School Musical.
Okay. This is a serious question. The next one, okay? So for you, High School Musical or Cheetah Girls?
Cheetah Girls. That's literally the only thing that could surpass me. And it's just because it's more girly. Like, I'm kind of the same way now, but when I was a kid, I would not watch something if I felt like it was for boys. Like, ew, nah. Cheetah Girls is for the girls and the gays, and I'm gonna have to stay with that.
I was about to say I would choose over Camp Rock and Cheetah Girls. I'd pick Cheetah Girls because what? Like they're on top of the elephant? Like what? They're I forgot where they were. India.
Sitting in a stone cold dusty cellar, waiting for somebody to come and set me.
Can I be the fifth Cheetah Girl? I have
For real.
the set. Moving on. So Cheetah Girls or Jump In? Jump In is a great movie.
My Baby Corbin Blue. He was like one of my first celebrity crushes, but Cheetah Girls.
That's also a movie I could probably watch because it's been so long since I've seen it and watch it like it's the first time. I really wish I could double dutch for real. Like I used to think when we did the jump rope for heart, I was in Jump In.
I was just about to say that. What do you mean we can? Remember we used to do the all around the world thing and jump rope for heart in the gym. We were in Jump In.
We were the moment because it's like nobody else was doing all around the world.
We got this.
So Cheetah Girls or 16 Wishes?
Cheetah Girls. I'm gonna watch 16 Wishes. I haven't seen that one in a while. That's like the only time Debbie Ryan didn't make me cringe.
And that's what this is.
The whole aesthetic of that movie is so cute. Like her in her little pajamas and her little bunny slippers and the candles. It's so cute. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so Cheetah Girls or Teen Beach Movie?
Cheetah Girls,
Cheetah Girl.
of course. I was really too old for Teenage Movie, but I love Ross Lynch, so I gave it the time.
I like both of the main characters, and I'm not gonna lie, I might have been too old, but I was still tuning in every year when they came out with them.
Also loved the whole bikers and surfer situation. Like that was like really in my mind aesthetic wise after watching that movie. Like I loved the whole thing about that.
You're cruising for a bruising. Okay, so Cheetah Girls or Geek Charming? For the people that know. If you know, you know.
Dude, go watch this movie when you get done with this podcast. It's a cult classic, if you will. But obviously, Cheetah Girls.
Yeah, Cheetah Girls for sure. Cheetah Girls or a Lemonade Mouth? I'm Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah, Lemonade Mouth. Like,
Yeah.
Lemonade Mouth is more than a Disney movie. Lemonade Mouth is just a good freaking movie in general. Like, will always be more than a band, you know? Like, come on.
It's the Disney version of Breakfast Club.
It is. But it's better because they're talented.
I love that movie. Okay, so Lemonade Mouth or Princess Protection Program? We are Princess Protection Program.
I really love Princess Protection Program just because of the whole Demi and Selena lore and like they were best friends and it was so cute. But Lemonade Mouth really lit something inside of me.
Literally. I swear. Princess Protection Program is at like one of my top favorites, but Lemonade Mouth is still above it. Lemonade Mouth or Radio Rebel?
Imagine, like, I would love to have a sit down interview with somebody that would say that Radio Rebel is their favorite Disney original movie. I would love to pick their brain. But am I gonna watch it? Am I gonna watch it tonight? Hell yeah. Because that's the only one that I haven't seen recently.
Dude, I'm Radio Rebel.
I'm Radio Rebel.
I'm Radio Rebel.
The stare when she says I'm Radio Rebel and they look at her, she's like, Lemonade Mouth one.
Of course. What are your top three though?
Okay, so Lemonade Mouth, Princess Protection Program, Cheetah Girls.
Mine's Lemonade Mouth, Cheetah Girls, and High School Musical, but I really want Camp Rock to be on there too because I did love Camp Rock, but I like High School Musical better than Camp Rock.
Yeah.
Are you a Disney girl or a Nickelodeon girl?
Disney.
Same. I've always been a Disney girl, but when I was like going back and making lists of things, Nickelodeon really did have some good shows.
But their movies sucked.
Yeah, there's like no movies. But I feel like the vibe, just the way that Disney marketed itself to us was so much better than Nickelodeon, even though Nickelodeon shows were like right up there with them.
Dan Schneider really had us on their weird side. That's what
I was about to say, maybe it's because I call it the bad vibes of Dan Snyder, because I don't know why. Like, I really don't, because when I look at this list, I might pick Nickelodeon shows over Disney shows every time, but when it comes to choosing Disney or Nickelodeon, I'm picking Disney every time.
Oh, I just unlocked the memory. I also had the Nickelodeon app where they had all the little slime and stuff. I could go on there and watch the different parts of the episodes, like when everything was going on with Sam Cat and iCarly, and not Sam and Cat,
Victorious.
Carly, Sam and Freddie, and all that. I would watch that. I loved that. I had that on my Kindle.
Yes.
But I love the way Disney marketed each holiday.
This is the golden
Too
era
good.
of Disney, guys. They're not doing it like this anymore. And, like, that's not something that we just decided. Like, the universe as a whole has decided that the time that we were growing up, Disney Channel was literally killing it. And, like, that's
Yes.
probably the best part about our age group, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, starting out strong. We have Hannah Montana or Wizards.
You started off very strong, but so I love Hannah Montana. Like, it's iconic, everything going on right now, but I was faithful to Wizards of Waverly Place.
Same. But I'm gonna go Hannah Montana.
I love Hannah Montana too. That was a really hard one, but yes.
Kids with
That's
Hannah
just
Montana bedrooms, tap in. I wish I had a picture of my Hannah Montana bedroom so bad. Like, I know that it was on one of my mom's flip phones somewhere and it's just gone forever because this was before Facebook and all those types of stuff. But I wish I had a picture of that bedroom so bad. Like, everything was Hannah Montana from my freaking laundry hamper.
I really liked your Hannah Montana guitar. I had the microphone.
And we were a band.
Oh, but do you remember when they said that all the Hannah Montana stuff had lead in it?
No,
That
I
was like a
don't.
whole scandal. It came out that a lot of the Hannah Montana merchandise had lead in it, and it was really bad for you to inhale.
Interesting. Okay, so Wizards or That's So Raven?
I love Wizards of Waverly Place, but I also like That's So Raven.
That's So Raven ended way before, like around the same time that Wizards was really just getting started. So, like, they weren't around at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with Hannah Montana.
I think Wizards, because like you said, it did end before then, so I could watch it, but it all be like the old stuff and all that. Wizards kept going.
Okay, so you got Wizards still. So, Wizards and Sweet Life.
Wizards.
I'm gonna stick with Hannah Montana.
Good show,
But
though.
Sweet Life is top two so far. My first memory of Disney Channel was watching Sweet Life. My great grandma turned it on, not really knowing like what I normally watch and stuff. Because my mom hadn't really introduced me to Disney yet because I had to be like literally like 4 or 5. And she just turned on Sweet Life and I was like locked in, like this is my life now. I am gonna be watching Disney Channel till I die. Do you remember your first Disney Channel memory or Disney memory?
No. Not that I
I
can think
remember
of.
I'm just really a Disney adult. Like, don't even get me started with like the actual OG Disney movies because nah, literally will cry.
I don't know. Because I watched it with Haley and I don't remember. It had to have been an older show.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got some Nickelodeon shows. Wizards or iCarly? That's hard.
We are iCarly.
I wish we had a freaking Freddy. This shit's difficult.
Honestly, yes. I think I would switch over to iCarly. I'm not gonna lie.
I think so too. iCarly over Hannah Montana. Drake and Josh or iCarly?
As much as I really like them as well, iCarly.
Yeah, iCarly. I like Drake and Josh now, but
Yeah.
back then it was iCarly.
Or
Okay,
Drake.
iCarly or Good Luck Charlie?
iCarly.
I'm gonna say iCarly. Also, kind of wondering if I do like iCarly more than Hannah Montana, but I think I do. iCarly or Zoe 101?
I love Zoe 101, but like
Me too.
I used to think Jamie Spears was a baddie, but I really don't
She
feel that way
is a
now.
baddie, but dang, why'd she do that?
Yeah, why you do that, girl? I was so looking forward to it, but I still would pick iCarly.
And then she had to go get pregnant and stuff, make the show get canceled. Making me
No, that
mad.
shit pissed me off. It pissed me off.
I remember like seeing it on a magazine, like those old school tabloids in Walmart, and just being heartbroken. Like, how could you do this to us?
Same. Because I was wondering what happened, and I seen those. I kid you not, like I wasn't the family that really had the money to get a magazine at all the times, but I would still be the kid that goes walks around and look at them real quick to see what was going on.
Tiger
But now
Beat. That really sucks that that's
TMZ.
not a thing anymore.
For real.
I don't know. Zoe 101 or iCarly? Honestly, Zoe 101. iCarly or Big Time Rush?
iCarly.
Out of Zoe 101 or Big Time Rush, I'm definitely going for Zoe 101. unpopular opinion, I cannot stand Big Time Rush. There's not a single person in that little group band show that I like. They gave me the ick so bad. I was constantly turning it off. And I remember going to school and telling people that, and people looking at me like I was crazy.
I liked watching the show.
Joanna really liked it.
Joanna. Huh?
Oh, I said Joanna really liked it a lot.
That's what I was just about to say. Joanna really loved that show.
Joanna loved her some cringy black boys though. She really put me on. She really put me on the What are those boys called? MegCon.
MagCon.
The
Cameron
MagCon boys.
Dallas.
She really put me on. I love Cameron Dallas for the rest of my life. Thank you, Joanna.
Nash Greer.
Nash Greer gave me the ick.
No, I meant Hayes. Hayes Greer.
I was about to name my son after that boy. I love him so much. Hayes is such a cool name too. Where we at? Oh, okay. So you still got iCarly, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm like, is this right? But yeah.
Okay, so iCarly or Kim Possible?
Oh, yeah.
She's a basic average girl, and she's here to save the world.
Did you see the people who was like, when Kim said, I'm just a basic average girl, I didn't feel that.
She's a humble queen.
Yeah, she is. I definitely watched iCarly more than I watched Kim Possible, but when Kim Possible was on, I was locked in.
I still got Zoe 101. I'm gonna keep Zoe 101. So, iCarly or SpongeBob? I was hesitant to even put this on the list because I feel like SpongeBob is in a league of its own. Like, it's just classic nostalgia.
I honestly would pick SpongeBob.
I feel like we should. Like, it's just better. It's like almost like it didn't even have to be on a kids network.
All my half of my stems come from SpongeBob.
For sure. I really don't want to pick SpongeBob though, because I honestly feel like SpongeBob has been shoved down my throat to be dramatic. And like if it was just me living my life on my own, I wouldn't be locked into SpongeBob like that. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real.
You're not being real. Insert picture of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I just saw other people wearing that and thought it was cool for some freaking bizarre reason. Some bizarre reason. I don't know why I thought that's cool. It's not cool. Honestly, though, I'm gonna go with Zoe 101. I mean, I do love SpongeBob, but like, you know.
I pick SpongeBob.
Okay, SpongeBob or Fairy Odd Parents?
Fairy Odd Parents. Love them both. Those are hard, but SpongeBob.
Remember the dude? It was like my shiny teeth and me.
What?
The dude on Fairy Odd. Yeah. Yeah. Hear me out. Hear me out. He'll be on the Hear Me Out cake for sure. SpongeBob or Victorious?
Love SpongeBob, but I think I would pick Victorious over it.
Yeah.
My man Beck.
Sam and Cat are Victorious. We talked about this on the phone. Don't really like the show.
Yeah, no, it was a flop.
I think it was a good idea to like pull those characters together, but I also feel like it was really random and like it could have been so much better. Like imagine Sam and Jade. They would have been literal menaces to society.
We are gonna cause mayhem and destruction like nobody's ever seen.
Honestly, put me in the writer's room. Because we need a show with Jade and Sam, and they like meet in juvie, and then they get out together, get an apartment, and freaking wreak havoc on the city.
See, I'd tune into that now.
Same. We both got Victorious now. So Victorious or True Jackson's VP?
Oh, dude. That was such a underrated show.
It really was. I feel like it just didn't last as long as it should have.
Yeah, if it would lasted longer, like it honestly should have, I would pick it, but because of that reason and I watched Victorious longer, I'm still staying with Victorious.
Same. Now, last this or that, we're gonna do artists real quick. We're gonna speed round this one. Okay, so Lady Gaga or One Direction?
Lady Gaga.
Same, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga or Katy Perry?
Lady Gaga.
I'm gonna say Lady Gaga again. Okay, Lady Gaga or Kesha?
Lady Gaga.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Kesha on this one. So, Lady Gaga or Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber.
I'm gonna say Kesha still. So, you got Justin Bieber or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
I'm staying with Kesha. So
Okay.
now you got Rihanna and Miley Cyrus.
Rihanna.
Rihanna and Miley Cyrus for me. I'm gonna stay with Kesha. Okay. Rihanna or the Jonas Brothers?
Rihanna.
Kesha or the Jonas Brothers? Kesha. Rihanna or Selena Gomez? That one's kind of hard.
So, yeah, it is hard. I listen to both of their music all the time. So, like, but if we take out her new shit, Selena Gomez, her old shit.
Yeah. I'm staying with Kesha. Demi Lovato or Selena Gomez? The besties.
Oh, Selena Gomez.
For real. Like, what did Demi Lovato really do? I remember so cringily. I don't know why I like this, but her song, like a blade of glass.
She's really good.
Peak lyricism. I thought it was so good. My mom was like, girl, this sucks. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is great.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's hard for me. Obviously, out of Demi Lovato and Kesha, I'm gonna say Kesha, but out of Avril Lavigne and Kesha, it's kind of hard. But what do you have out of Selena Gomez and Avril Lavigne?
Selena Gomez.
It generally could go either way for me. But I'll stick with Kesha because I do feel like there's more. No, there's not. It's a toss up. It's a toss up. I'll stay with Kesha though. Okay, Selena Gomez or Nicki Minaj.
Ew. Trash. Cringe. Selena Gomez.
I heard that she did that because her brother was in trouble and Trump was able to like give him a pardon or something.
She didn't have to go that hard if that's true, though.
Yeah, like really read the room. Read the room. I'm gonna go with Kesha. Okay, so next we're gonna have like a little ranking system. I've been seeing this on podcasts and I think it's really fun. So we are going to do the most nostalgic toys from our childhood that we came up with this morning, and we're gonna rank them S tier, being love, core memory, favorites, and then we're gonna go through D, which is like didn't serve us at all, trash, boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Okay, so we're doing the toys.
Yes.
Don't forget to put your opinions on these toys and what your favorite one was from back then in the comments. How do you feel about the troll doll? The the troll doll. Okay.
The troll doll.
The troll dolls.
I thought they were cool. These are older, like they've been around forever, but I remember my cousins had them and I just loved looking at them for some reason, like there was just something about them. But like I never played with them. I really just wanted to pick off the little jewel that was on its stomach and then I would get my ass beat. Because people really they were like collector items.
Yeah, I
And
love
I'm
them. I
gonna be
remember.
dramatic and say D.
I give it a C. They weren't that entertaining, but they were fun to look at and play with for once and then put it back down.
Yeah, so the thing with this is we have to come up with an average of both of our answers. So we'll say C.
Okay. Okay, next up is Bratz dolls. I never had one. I wanted one.
Girl, you should have stole one of mine. They discontinued during our time of playing with toys. Like during our childhood, they stopped making them. So I was really young during this time, but they were my favorite toys. Only thing is I was a bad kid, and they had the little foot pegs, and mine just didn't have feet. They just had pegs. So with that reasoning being, I'm gonna give it a B. What about you?
You're the one off of Toy Story next door where the dolls are afraid to go to because they
I
just
wasn't
like.
torturing them, but yeah, kind of.
Okay, so if I had one, I would say B. Yes.
Okay. Did you watch the movies and stuff though?
Yes, there's a specific Bratz movie that I watched all the time, and I actually meant to watch it the other day, and I forgot I pulled it up
Bratz Rock Angels.
because there's so many like different animated movies of Bratz and like different qualities. But if you pull up the really old one or whatever, it might not be the oldest. I'll have to show you.
What was your favorite Brat though?
Let me look up their names so I can like make sure I'm saying the right one.
My favorite was the blonde one. I'm pretty sure her name is Chloe. Probably the reason why I want to fry all my hair off twice a year and just randomly go blonde after trying to not be blonde. But Chloe and then also Jade. I want a Diet Coke so bad.
Yes, it was Jade. I love her.
Jade is a baddie.
Okay, Polly Pockets. I love the little Polly Pockets. I wish she had more clothes though.
This is so weird, but I just wanted to like I wanted to eat her clothes.
Eat her clothes?
You remember they were like squishy, gummy shit? I wanted to just like bite it.
Yes.
I didn't like Polly Pockets. I was like, why the hell are they so small? I can't even keep up with my brat's feet.
Yeah, most of the time I did lose her clothes. She only had like one pair of clothes. I give that one a C.
I'll give it a C too. I mean, I would give it a D, but averaging it out, I guess that would be C, right? Yeah. Barbie's S tier.
Yeah, I love Barbies. I loved it. Okay, so when I was a kid, I honestly didn't have dolls. Okay, so the one dolls that we would have, I think were the Twilight dolls. And we didn't really want to mess with them because we're like, we want them to be pristine condition. We'll have money later. Which honestly, maybe. I didn't actually have dolls, but when I had friends that had dolls, they would always have the most clothes. My girl was getting dressed up every 2 seconds. I love to dress the dolls.
Once Libby was old enough to get her own Barbies and stuff, I was still like playing Barbies. I played with Barbies until I was probably like 10 or 11, probably 10. And we had like our own Barbie houses, and then we would move everything in the living room and like connect all of our Barbie accessories. Like we had a pool, we had like a bunch of cars, we had like the big tall Barbie house, and then like I had a smaller one, and we would just connect them all together. We had freaking horses, and we just made this gigantic house, and just my mom let us keep it there like all weekend, and we would just play. And Libby still brings it up and it makes me want to cry. Like core memories. Barbie is girl good. Watch the Barbie movie if you haven't watched it. Cried my freaking eyes out.
Littlest Pet Shop. We know how you feel. Audrey had a Littlest Pet Shop empire, trading and selling these bitches.
Thanks, girl. Okay, so I don't know when this started. I remember like I was in the fourth grade. And like I didn't love Little Pet Shops have been a thing for a while. I remember seeing them on the toy aisle and stuff. I wouldn't gravitate towards them. But I remember this girl at school just had like bags of Littlest Pet Shops and she would bring them to school. I was like, wow, that's cool. I want to do that. So every time I went to the store, I was getting a Littlest Pet Shop. I'd come back to school and be like, hey, I'll trade you this if you want this. And she really put me on. She was telling me like there's a website. You go on there, you find the special edition ones, and then it was like a game to try to find them. But after she told me about this, I realized that she wasn't keeping up with the news like I was. And I realized that she didn't really know about the game like I did. So there's this purple walrus that I wanted so bad. And I found out, come to school, I see she has it. Like, this was a special edition. Big deal. It's a big deal, guys. And I ended up getting it from her. I don't know how. But that's all I remember about Littlest Pet Shop. I remember I had a shit ton of them for no reason. They were just like collector items. I didn't like play with them or anything. And when I got that purple walrus, nobody could tell me anything. I was on top of the world. And like Jenna didn't care anything about them, and I was just like running my mouth all day about Littlest Pet Shops.
No, I just remember you talking about how you were about to get this from her. Like, I remember you asking me, like, which one should I, like, convince her is good enough to swap with this purple walrus? And then, like, you give it to her, and we come home and we sit them down with the other ones, and we're just, like, sitting there, like, yeah.
What would you honestly rank them, like, without my bias?
A B.
A B, and I would say S, so we're gonna go A.
The next one, I personally will go ahead and say I'll put at D. That kind of scared me. The Furbies.
Yeah. So, growing up as being the only kid in my family, I would get put on older stuff from my parents and like my older cousins. So, like 80s and early 90s movies, especially in TV, I was like, that's what I was watching growing up. Like, if I wasn't on my own watching Disney, I was like watching Never Ending Stories and The Goonies and Gremlins. And I was obsessed with the Gremlins and I wanted a Mugwai so bad. So when Furbies came out, I was like, hell yeah, this is my Mugwai. Don't feed it after midnight. Don't get it wet. It's legit. I didn't have a Furby, I had a Mugwai in my eyes. But yeah. Furbies were A for me. What'd you say? D? I'll give it a C.
Baby Alives. I did not have a Baby Alive.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was disgusting. I had a Baby Alive that was like the potty training version and it would shit and piss. And it was so gross. I hated her. She wouldn't shut up. She was crying all the time. I was like, I'm a single mom that works 2 jobs and my baby won't stop using the bathroom.
A single mom works 2 jobs. Who loves her
Who
kids?
loves her kids and never stops.
Okay. I rate that one. What did you say?
I said C. It could be D, but I like the diapers. Like, it was a cute idea, but she didn't have to actually use the bathroom.
I think because of that, I want to give her a D, but a C because she wasn't pointless. You still play with her every now and then, but yeah, she was trying to teach you something. The next thing is my top tier S tier DS, Nintendo DS.
Yeah, I didn't have one. I remember I got in trouble. I wasn't like, my family did not buy me electronics. Like, I was not a game kid. S tier, obviously, though, iconic.
I had a Nintendo DS, the pink one, and then I had the Nintendo 3DS, the teal one, and I wish I could still have that teal one. I have a game. I found one of the old games for the DS in my closet here. This one's kind of similar. This is also personally my S tier, the Wii, and specifically for Just Dance and Wii games. And that was my workout. If I still had my Wii and it didn't get stolen, I would probably still be in here in this bitch doing Just Dance 2013, 2014.
It's so expensive. We had a Nintendo Switch a few years ago, and I downloaded Just Dance on it. It was literally like $50.
The next one is what I was thinking about. I forgot their names, and I was calling them the things that look like rats. They're called Zuzu pets.
I told Jenna that
Um,
this is when I knew that I'm not an animal person. Like, it started back then. I didn't really like them. But also, I have a terrible, like, my biggest fear is rodents. But I feel like there was other animals. We'll have to look into that because the ones that we Googled, they were all like little hamster-looking things. No, not for me.
Yeah, the Zuzu pets. I remember me and my sister both had one, and we had the little tunnel thing that they could go around in a circle. And I just thought it was funny that they actually went around in the circle and didn't flip over, and we would have like a little race. What would I rate that? I actually had a pretty good fun with that one. I'd give it like a B. It's a B. Yeah, something like that.
I feel like I would say D, so we'll give it a C.
The secret password journal. I didn't have one. But I thought it was really cool. Audrey had one, and I always got into it.
I remember you loved the little invisible pen and you'd like put the light on there.
Yeah, I did. I really fucked with that. I even got one of those when it came to like the book fair stuff at the school.
Yeah. That's what mine was. It had the password. It was like voice activated. I remember being so mad because I found out that Jenna and Joanna were able to get into it by saying my password. Not because I was like hiding it from them, but because I felt like I was bamboozled into thinking that nobody could get into it. Literally anybody could have. And then it was the password pinned inside of it with a little light. My life, my love, S tier.
I agree. If I had one, it would be S. Easy bake oven. Never had one, but I wanted one.
You were not missing out. If you wanted the food, if you actually were dumb enough as a child, I guess, to think that the food was going to taste good, then you were not missing out. Because I thought I was going to be in there Gordon Ramsaying it. No. The food, trash. It was honestly really hard. I feel like I got mine too young, and like you should have been like closer to like 8, 9, and I was like 6, 7. Yeah.
11.
11. I'm gonna say C.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't have one, and the fact I actually thought as the age that you have one that the food would be good.
No, terrible. That's all I remember
Yeah.
about it, is it being terrible. I think it's a great idea, and I have talked about this like while having nostalgia conversations about this. Every time I bring up an easy bake oven, everybody that had one loved them. But it just didn't work for me personally, so I'm gonna say C.
Pillow pits. Yes, I wish I still had mine. Mine got messed up. My dolphin. I had the dolphin.
I feel like nobody should have a pillow for that long, at least, to like actually put on a bed or something. But it's a pillow. It's a pet.
It's a pet. It's a pillow pet.
Me and
Yes.
like this is when having a little sister really came in clutch because we had all the pillow pets. I remember we had the ladybug, we had the unicorn, and then they came out with the mini ones. We had like a mini cat. I feel like we had more.
I
I'm
had
thinking
the
about
blue
whenever y'all
dolphin.
came over with y'all's pillow pets, we had more. Because I feel like somebody had the bumblebee.
No, I had the blue dolphin, and Joanna had the ladybug.
Maybe that was Joanna's ladybug, and then I had another one. I don't know. We had a lot of pillow pets when we all got together. There was like a freaking floor full of pillow pets. It was so fun.
I know, I remember those. I love them.
I feel like because we had so
Wait,
many
okay.
sleepovers as a kid, and we would always make a pallet, it's S tier. Because it could be kind of boring because it is just a pillow, but that was like a big part of like our sleepovers and stuff.
I feel like anybody back then loved the pillow pet. I remember people bragging about their pillow pets. So,
Yeah.
S tier.
I honestly want one.
I did too.
Which one would I get now? I'll probably get a unicorn.
I would probably still get my blue dolphin. Yeah. The next one is Bop It. I had those, and it would like. I feel like it was the first time I experienced like right now that I can remember rage bait when I would be like getting into it and it would trick me.
No,
That
that
shit,
was
I
my
would.
first time experience personal rage. I sucked at the ball pit.
No, I would literally get into it. I would go back to back. I'm like, highest score. No, pop it, twist it, pull it. And I would be into it. Joanna had her own and I had my own. We would go into a challenge at this shit. I give it an A.
Okay, I'll give it a C, so it'll do B.
Yeah. But that's all of the toys that we have put.
So, we honestly have so much that we could talk about with this. We're going to make a little bonus segment that's going to come up after we post this video. But, unfortunately, our time is up for this video. So, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. But, we'll see you next Tuesday, and we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in to another episode.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about these things. What did we leave out? What was your favorite? Let us know.
Let us know. We love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.